We are Cactus Wrestling. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
Cactus Wrestling is now available on Spotify and Amazon. And don't forget to check us out on Etsy for all of your Cactus Wrestling apparel needs. Welcome back to Cactus Wrestling.
Yeah. Today we're discussing if fences or walls.
Is a fence a wall? Is cereal a soup? Do you put beans in your chili?
These
Chili.
are the questions you want answered.
I want
Stay
to hear
tuned.
all your comments down below. The All right. So big news in the wrestling world today. We have finally the national duels. Oh my gosh, this is
Big news.
huge.
Big
I feel like
news.
the wrestling community has been asking for this for years. And shout out to the sponsor.
It's like Paycom. It's like, what is it? What are they called?
Yeah, I
It's an
think
Oklahoma-based company, and this is going to be taking place in
Paycom.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, November
15th to the 16th.
15th and 16th. Paycom in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And so $200,000 for the top place team. There's going to be 16 teams vying for top eight. Top eight gets prizes and bragging rights, obviously. And this is huge. I mean, it's going to be, I think, on par hype wise as the NCAA tournament, but it's going to be like in November. My question is, I wonder if this is going to have any impact on the NWCA All-Star Classic, if that's going to continue to happen,
Oh,
given
remember?
In a
given that
perfect world, you get
this,
them all.
yeah, in a perfect world, we'll get them all. Even though the NWCA Classic, hosted by Penn State, has been
Ugh.
traditionally Penn State guys.
My best guess is that we're not going to see Penn State in the national duels.
Lame.
I'm just saying,
I feel like they should be forced to. I feel
it's
like
something that like Kale has said like in the past. He's like, yeah, like it's a cool idea. We're just not interested. And I think that's why they have such a large cash payout. Like they're giving $1 million in total to the top eight teams. And I think that because of that, they're gonna be like, look, like we're gonna draw guys here, whether you want it or not. Because if Penn State doesn't go and Iowa doesn't go, then no one else is gonna want to go. It's not gonna be the true national duels. But if you can get every other team to be wrestling in this event, I think that
I mean, I feel like David Taylor's going to be all about this.
David Taylor seems jazzed for it already. He's like, let's do it. No
well,
better
it's
way.
in. I mean, it's going to be in
Oklahoma, too.
Oklahoma, yeah.
Yeah.
Top of that,
So
like it, it's a great way to help, continue to build the program back up with
Yeah.
if you get like, hey, with $200,000, that's NIL money for a wrestler.
Yeah.
but
Um,
Penn State doesn't even need that though.
well, that's what I was,
The cash prize doesn't even impact
yeah.
the top schools. So it's almost a case of the rich getting richer because they don't even need this money or need it. They could always use it, yeah, to maybe acquire guys in the RTC, maybe a
Well,
guy.
we'll finally see if NC State is meant to be just a dual meet team.
They probably do pretty well. But before we move on, I want to say I think that we'll still have the national duels and the All-Star Classic because a lot of guys are from like Penn State and they're probably not going to go, and that's going to be half the
You really
All-Star.
don't think they're gonna go?
I don't. I really think that like Kale doesn't really care that much about duels. It seems Penn State's like, look, we do
That's
them because we,
their entire schedule. They only go to one tournament a year.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But
exactly.
I think that like they would, if it was up to them, they would just practice all day and be like, okay, we'll just show up.
Three matches? They can't have three matches.
I don't see it. I just don't think
Wouldn't
it's
it be
something they're
four?
interested in.
Round of
Kale said that in the
16,
past. He's
round
like,
of
whatever.
8, round of 4, and it's champion. Okay, four matches. They can't
Yeah.
wrestle four. That's a tournament.
Like I said, I just don't
They
know
don't
if,
do tournaments.
yeah,
They do no, they
they
do
do one
one.
tournament and
The
it's a
Black
very
Knight.
important one at the end
Yeah,
of the year.
Flag Night Invitation.
Yeah. That's the Penn State. That's now become the Penn State Classic, where they do their wrestle offs and they go, okay.
I don't know why they don't just still do the Penn State Open.
Yeah. I just think that like, and we've talked about this in previous videos too, is that not, we're kind of seeing these guys on pitch counts. It's why Kale had 159 matches in his career in four years, not including his redshirt year where he did lose some matches. I know, shocker if guys didn't know that. Um,
I think he only lost one.
he did only lose one.
Maybe two.
I
One?
think it was one.
Okay.
But
You.
he had over 160 matches in his career. We're seeing a guy like Carter Starachi now. Big fan of. Carter's had 5 seasons of actual wrestling plus a red shirt, and he's not even at 100 wins yet. I think that we're seeing these guys wrestle less and less and less, and it's part of the Penn State strategy to say, hey, like we want to keep you guys fresh for freestyle and prolonging your career. Um, and seeing you guys wrestle into your 30s, which is now becoming like the norm, which back,
But
Jordan
not all
Burroughs.
these guys are even transitioning to.
But I think that's the plan is to be like, hey, like regardless of what happens, we're gonna push you towards freestyle. And I think that's why you see some guys competing more at open events.
Oh, Barley.
Um, yeah, no. Bo's gonna be done, I think, when he wrestles, when he takes his shoes off. It's probably gonna be his last match at nationals. I don't
When
think he
he
really
takes fourth or fifth at nationals,
probably third, but
fourth or fifth.
yeah, I think so. For them, like they're if it was up to Penn State, I think they would do no events and they would just say, okay, we'll do a tournament in the beginning of the year, maybe do a duel here or there, but we just want to practice and roll with our own guys and
Did
just
they
show.
say for this event if they're is it invite only or is it like
There's still not a ton of information out yet, as far as I know. I anticipate there's going to be some sort of invite, some sort of screening process. Um,
because like the national duels with LIU Sacred
say,
Heart?
No,
hush.
I mean that's an interesting thought though because I mean there is a lot of money on the line. How do you fairly
Yeah, how do you
invite? I mean
keep
it's
people in and out?
I feel like they would have to use the previous year's maybe rankings or they do a poll of all of
Yeah,
the
they could do top 32 teams and then
well
Five,
it's
16.
only 16 though.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just 16.
I thought they were just going to do more than that though.
Nope. 16.
Yeah.
I think we'll see I think we'll see Penn State.
I don't know. I'm not holding my breath for it. I think that something really big would have to happen for them to show up.
But they show up for the NWCA Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, like, there's guys that sit out of it from Penn State. Like Messenbrink probably should have wrestled this year.
Are they scared? Are you saying Penn State's scared?
Yeah,
I don't
Penn
think they're
State
scared. I think they just. I think
can't
they're.
win the NWCA also.
I don't think it's scared to start. I think they're just like we're above this, and like not like a superiority complex, but like they're like, why are we gonna do this?
But that mentality is so frustrating because
I
this
know.
event would only promote and make wrestling bigger. And obviously this is speculation. We obviously don't know if Penn
Yeah.
State's going to be there or not. I I hope they are. I
Do
feel
you
like
think
even if
Iowa?
they put out their backups, they'd probably make top 5.
Yeah. Do you think? Well, assuming Penn State doesn't go, do you think Iowa goes?
I think we're going to see all the major teams. I think that's
Really?
the whole point of
Okay.
this.
The brands are gonna eat this shit up. They're gonna want to be the national dual champions.
Because they can't win the national tournament.
They are gonna want that title. Like brands is gonna be like, we're winning that and the 200K.
I mean, obviously, wrestlers in November are very different than
Yeah.
in March. So that's going to be
It'll be
an
fun.
interesting. I mean, it'll be. I mean, it's a great event. Now you have two major things. One in the very beginning, and then one at the very end. Which I mean, I think personally, the NCAA team title and individual title in March would be the higher importance one
Yeah.
personally, but.
What I'm wondering is now, will this become an official NCAA sanctioned like team? Like they're giving out team trophies for this? Are they putting out banners for this
I mean, there's a lot of money they're giving away. They don't give out
Yeah.
money in the
in the
March
national? Yeah.
tournament.
And do you think that like that'll be like, hey, like, why would I care about the post, the individual tournament and the team tournament when I could just do really well in the national duels, be part of a national championship team there, and get $200,000?
I mean, it is kind of weird though because it's in the beginning of the
Yeah.
season.
It's very interesting. I mean, it's kind of like a preseason event almost.
A
Mm.
preseason, yeah. So that's why it's kind of hard to qualify it as like a postseason
Yeah.
because it's in the preseason.
But I think that because it's so early, that's why you're going to see some guys avoid it. Is they're like, we don't want to get hurt, especially this early in the year.
I don't know. I feel like if you're a competitor, this is what you got to live for. Like you want to be
For
on that
sure.
stage. What would Bo Bassett say? Bo Bassett's gonna just not
Machine gun
gonna wrestle in
mindset.
it?
He would just go there. He'd be there at 5 o'clock in the morning. He'd be
Yeah.
scoring points.
for
Taking
Rutgers
kids left and right,
University.
Yeah,
going to Rutgers. Yeah.
you have been saying
He's going to
it.
single-handedly bring Rutgers to the quarterfinals in 2
People
years.
ask me all the time about this. They're like, "What do you think about Bo? What do you think about Bo? Where's he going? Where's he going?" I think Jack's convincing me. I think he's going to Rutgers. I don't think it's the
Oh,
right choice. I think he's going to Rutgers though.
think he's going to Okie State.
how could it not be the right choice when you have
You know what's funny?
Schnalte, Nick Soriano?
So one of the former coaches, and I'm not going to mention him by name because you guys both know him. Um, he told me he's like, I think Bo Bassett's scared to go to Penn State and not be the guy, and maybe like take some licks there. He goes that he doesn't want the smoke from that room, and I was like, what? Bo Bassett?
That's a wild take.
It's I'll tell you guys off camera who it was. But I was like, look, if you think that's a real thing, where do you think he's going? He goes, I think he's gonna go to Rutgers. And I go, no flipping way. Did you think? And I go, I cannot wait
Wow.
to know. But
Turns out he's Bo's second cousin or something. He knows inside information.
yeah.
It was
It's all
actually
front. It's all front. But yeah, I think this is a great event for wrestling in general. Finally, wrestling fans are actually like this is something that we've been asking for so many years. Thought it would never happen, and then I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, no way. Things like this don't happen to us
No,
loyal
usually
fans.
usually they're like, hey, how can we cut down the wrestling schedule more?
oh
Yeah.
yeah, hey, let's cut this program.
Yeah, yeah. Programs getting cut. All bad news pretty much. But it's nice to see a huge event. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure it's already sold out or close to being sold out, or whenever pre-sales are going
Yeah,
to be.
I'm
It's gonna,
sold out. They just announced that it was happening.
it's gonna
Already sold
be,
out.
it's gonna be sold out in minutes. I already know
Oh,
it. Just
yeah.
like the NCAA tournament, it gets sold out so quick. Or maybe not. I don't know.
Well, maybe
Some of these
Cactus
big
Wrestling
events.
will be there in the stands watching firsthand.
When we went to Final X, Mike, I mean, there were so many empty seats. Like it's
That is,
weird.
Freestyle, that's freestyle. People don't. I don't
Yeah,
think
but
freestyle still hasn't caught on in America
even
yet.
Big Tens, I feel like there were a lot of open seats last year.
it was not sold out.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Nationals to come back to New York. Go to Matt, put it in MSG.
That's
Hey, last time was my senior year,
Yeah, it's been a
2016.
while.
it's
2016.
and it's
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah,
But
you wrestled,
anyway,
and your brother and dad went to see you, right?
yeah. Well, I won a match.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Billy
Round of
Baldwin.
20, round of 24. No one cares about that. But anyway, drop a comment down below. What are your thoughts about the national duels? Who do you think's going to win it? If Penn State doesn't show up, who's going to win it? Do you think Oklahoma State? Maybe
Yes,
Iowa? NC State?
definitely not.
Ooh. Cornell? Maybe Cornell, Kevin? Cornell makes a comeback. I mean, hey, they have taken second place at the national tournament 2 years in a row.
That's true.
They'll have Anthony Knox next year.
And that'll be a big plus for them. But
Yeah.
Do you think Anthony Knox beats Luke Liddell next year?
ooh,
I don't know if Luke Liddell is going to be at 25 next year.
he's gonna run from Knox. That's a weird way to go about it.
No, I think he's at Wyoming Seminary now.
Leo
You got
DeLuca?
yeah, no. Leo DeLuca's 120. Uh oh my gosh. I can't think of his name. He scratched out of a big event recently. Um oh jeez. I don't want to end the video before I think of his name.
Well, in the meantime, we'll leave the viewers pondering this thought. Is water wet?
Ooh, good question. Is water wet?
These are the questions that CACTUS and you can come to expect. And if you haven't watched our last video, um, does Lightning McQueen get life insurance or auto insurance? Love these questions.
Nate Desmond. I think Nate Desmond is going to go 125. Luke Liddell is going to go 33. Get Braden Davis out of the lineup. 41
I don't
mark.
think Braden Davis is going to like that plan.
That's fine. He has to just get better then. Marcus Blaze at 141.
I thought Nate Desmond transferred out, no?
From seminary? No, he transferred to seminary.
Are you saying he's going to be at Penn State?
Yeah, he committed to Penn State.
Oh, I thought didn't he do? Oh, I'm thinking of Mason Gibson, right?
Yeah. He's at
Um,
he's at Rutgers. 49. I'm gonna go Shane Van Ness, 57. Maybe K-Sack if he keeps growing. Who knows? 65. Interestingly, I'm gonna go Messenbrink. It's where do you put PJ Duke in this lineup? Asher Cunningham, Will Henkel, Joe Seeley. Like, there's a lot of tough guys in there.
Zach Ryder,
Zach Ryder.
The bench.
Connor
And the
Mirasola,
Sola brothers. I mean,
There's a lot of room on the bench. It's
there
okay.
is a lot of room on the bench.
Alex Facundo is going to be on the bench.
Fakundo's going to transfer out, I feel.
He's
But
going
yeah,
to be Barraclaw.
Yeah,
could be.
Bear Claw 2.0. We're already talking about the 2025-26 Penn State lineup, assuming that they win it this year and are the favorites at the first national
Ever.
duels. So yeah, let us know your thoughts down below. I mean, we've talked about Penn State in several other videos, but would love to hear your thoughts on how they stack up against the other competition for the duels coming up
Oh, yeah.
in 7 months. Wow. No, 9 months.
A little
10
longer.
months.
Who knows? Math. Time is a construct.
Yeah.
It's a construct. I don't adhere to it.
Anyway, thanks for watching Cactus Wrestling.
Thanks for watching. We are Cactus Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on our next video.